Welcome to the world of mysteries and secrets of ancient Egypt. For many years, scientists from all over the world have been trying to solve its secrets. But even today, there are still some puzzles of Egypt that remain unsolved. In this video, I will share with you the 10 most amazing discoveries in Egypt that have the power to amaze anyone. Enjoy watching. The secret corridor of the Pyramid of Khufu. One of the most mystical landmarks of Egypt is undoubtedly the Great Pyramid of Khufu in Giza. Many believe that it was built by the ancient Egyptians with the assistance of extraterrestrial civilizations. It's truly hard to believe that over 4,500 years ago, people could manually erect a 146-meter pyramid. As the only remaining of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, it continues to astonish and capture the attention of modern scientists. Through muon scanning, a secret corridor measuring over 9 meters in length was discovered in the northern part of the pyramid. Where this tunnel leads is unknown, with some speculating that it leads to the pharaoh's burial chamber, while others believe it may hold the key to unraveling many Egyptian mysteries. Mustafa Waziri, the Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities in Egypt, stated that the scanning will continue, and thanks to further research, we may soon learn much more than we knew about this unique civilization. The Golden Tongues. In 2021, a group of archaeologists from the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities of Egypt conducted excavations in the central governorate of the Nile Delta, in a previously unexplored part of the necropolis. It was there that mummies dating back 2,500 years with golden tongues were discovered. Presumably, the Egyptians believed that the golden tongues would aid communication with the gods and negotiate their journey into the afterlife. This finding provided scholars with further insights into funerary rituals. In addition to the mummies and skeletons, the necropolis yielded clay pots, golden scarabs, lotus flowers, and numerous burial stone amulets. These artifacts spanned different periods: late ancient Egyptian, Ptolemaic, and Roman. The significant number of gold items archaeologists continue to unearth alongside the mummies leads researchers to believe that the Egyptians believed the gods possessed golden bodies. It was likely for the purpose of deification that gold adornments, including lotus flowers and scarab symbols of rebirth in the afterlife, were placed in the sarcophagus along with the deceased. The gold found in the tombs once again demonstrates that the Egyptians believed in the transformation of the soul after the deceased, with the help of the golden tongue, negotiated their existence in the afterworld. 16 right hands. In the year 2011, in the Palace of Ancient Avaris, a group of archaeologists discovered the remains of 16 human hands. 2 hands were found in 2 pits in front of the throne hall, while the remaining 14 were found in 2 pits outside the palace. The researchers determined that the age of the bones was 3,600 years. Austrian archaeologist Dr. Manfred Bietak explained that all the hands were right hands, and clarified that in ancient times, the Egyptians believed that by severing the right hand of an enemy, they would forever deprive them of strength and power. This process can be referred to as a ritual, as the amputation was performed in a sacred place with subsequent burial of the hand. Additionally, severing hands allowed warriors to keep count of the enemies they had killed. It is believed that such a tradition was followed by the Hyksos, who ruled Egypt from the 18th to the 16th century. But there is no direct evidence for this. Many researchers are interested in the incredible length of the discovered bones, but it is yet to be determined to whom they belonged and why they were so large. Nevertheless, the discovery in the Palace of Avaris confirms many depictions in which the Egyptians deprived their enemies of strength, and once again demonstrates the harshness of wars, the actions people were willing to take for power. The Lost Golden City. In the outskirts of the Luxor Desert, archaeologists discovered an ancient city in the autumn of 2020. Over 3,000 years ago, during the reign of Amenhotep III from 1391 to 1353, before the Common Era, this place was teeming with life of an ancient civilization. For several weeks, the archaeologists continued their excavations, through which they determined that the settlement contained a bakery, administrative, and residential areas. During the excavations, a large number of artifacts were found, such as ancient amulets, ceramic vessels, jewelry, bricks with the seal of Amenhotep III, and even mummified human remains. It is astonishing that many of the building walls were well preserved, providing a glimpse into the daily lives of the Egyptians. According to the excavation leader, Dr. Zahi Hawass, this city was one of the largest ancient cities ever found in Egypt, and Professor of Egyptology Brian at Johns Hopkins University stated that this discovery is second in significance only to the opening of Tutankhamun's tomb, as it allows us to truly envision how the ancient Egyptians lived. The Valley of Golden Mummies. In 1996, in the Bahariya Oasis, the renowned Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass and his team made an astonishing discovery known as the Valley of Golden Mummies. Initially, during the excavations, 250 mummies were found, but as the archaeologists continued their research, they realized that it was only a small portion. In total, approximately 10,000 mummies were uncovered in the valley, each uniquely painted in 4 different styles. Some mummies were adorned with gold masks and vests. Others were covered in cartonnage and depictions of gods. Some were immersed in clay coffins, while others were wrapped in linen. It is astonishing that the burials remained untouched for millennia. Alongside the mummies, a vast number of artifacts were found in the valley, including precious amulets, gold masks, ceramics, and coins. Assessing the significance of the discovery, Professor Hawass suggested that all the individuals residing in this area during the time of Alexander the Great were wealthy and meticulously prepared for their burials. The Secret of Mummification. Each of us will undoubtedly say that mummification was used by the Egyptians to preserve the bodies of the deceased for the afterlife. However, modern scientists have presented a different idea about this mystery. Researchers from the University of Manchester have concluded that mummification allowed the deification of the deceased. They announced this statement in February 2023 at the opening of the exhibition Golden Mummies of Egypt. The process of mummification was long compared to preservation, similar to the salting of fish, as the body was completely covered in salt. However, it was discovered that the substance used was not salt but natron, which was obtained from lakes in the Nile Valley. Natron was applied to statues of gods and used in ritual purification. This led researchers to believe that the Egyptians removed the internal organs of the deceased and covered them with natron, comparing the body of the deceased to a statue of a god. Consequently, people believed that the deceased would become a god after death. This incredible and sensational discovery requires further investigation, and perhaps it will turn out to be the authentic solution to the mystery of the mummification ritual. The Rosetta Stone. In 1799, near the Egyptian city of Rashid, also known as Rosetta, a discovery of incredible value, the Rosetta Stone, was made by a lieutenant of the French army. The Rosetta Stone was a large slab of granodiorite weighing approximately 760 kilograms, and it bore a gratitude inscription to King Ptolemy V. The text was written by Egyptian priests in 196 before Common Era. The gratitude was inscribed on the stone in 3 different scripts: Ancient Greek, Egyptian hieroglyphs, and Demotic script. At that time, Ancient Greek was known to scholars, and the text of gratitude was translated into Latin, French, English, and Russian languages. The scholars understood that the inscriptions were repeated 3 times, and the translation of the Ancient Greek version became the key to deciphering the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, which were previously unknown. Thus, the Rosetta Stone became a highly significant discovery, enabling linguists to decode many ancient Egyptian records. Currently, the artifact is housed in the British Museum. Tattoos of ancient Egyptian women. Perhaps you will be surprised, but women in ancient Egypt used to get tattoos on their bodies before childbirth. Researchers from the University of Missouri and Johns Hopkins University discovered depictions of the Egyptian deity Bez on the remains of 2 mummies, serving as a protective charm for children and expectant mothers. Similar drawings have been found on clay female figurines. Whether the practice of applying protective images on the body was specific to a particular settlement or part of a broader tradition in ancient Egypt remains uncertain. Scientists cannot definitively answer this question, since they do not unwrap mummies and study the skin only on bodies that have been exposed by grave robbers. The Unfinished Obelisk. The enormous granite stone was discovered in the ancient quarry of Aswan. The obelisk was intended to become the heaviest monument in the history of mankind, but remained unfinished due to a significant crack. The obelisk continues to be one of the most intriguing enigmas of ancient Egypt. How did people manage to carve such massive pieces out of stone? How did they have the strength to lift these heavy fragments without specialized machinery? And how were the parts of the obelisk transported to this location, considering that no boat could withstand such weight? There are many questions, but very few answers. However, as always, skeptics believe that the Egyptians received assistance from extraterrestrial civilizations, although this remains mere speculation. While studying the obelisk, scientists noticed semicircular niches and straight edges on its surface. Niches indicate that round tools, presumably the stones found nearby, were used during the polishing process. However, the presence of massive ridges on the lateral surface resembles the traces of machining by some mechanism, as they are too large for human scale and have equal distances between them. It is possible that the ancient Egyptians did indeed invent mechanisms to aid them, which simply did not survive to our present time after thousands of years. The tomb of an unknown Egyptian queen. The year 2022 became a significant year for Egypt. Apart from celebrating the centenary of the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, another remarkable find was made in November of that year: the tomb of an unknown Egyptian queen. Underground tunnels connected to the queen's tomb led archaeologists to other burial chambers. In total, 300 tombs from the New Kingdom period were found, each unique with different depictions of men and women, scenes from the Book of the Dead, and the names of the deceased. One of the tombs featured a female face made of pure gold. Inside the tombs, along with mummies, numerous artifacts were discovered, such as figurines of the ancient god Ptah Sokar, axes, and one of the oldest board games. These artifacts help us better understand the religious traditions and culture of the civilization. The main tomb was built for a queen named Neit or Nait more than 3,000 years ago. The interest of scholars in this discovery is sparked by the fact that this queen was previously unknown, which means that much of ancient Egypt's history remains unexplored by us to this day. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for your attention, and see you soon. Goodbye.